The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. That was said Walker. My friends, self-reverence, self-knowledge, self-control, those three alone lead life to sovereign power. That was said by Alfred Tennyson. Welcome to Motivational Life Show. And today we are doing something exciting, something that I call Ibadan Youth Conference. And we have a guest all the way from Canada. I actually thought she was in US. I thought you were in US until you mentioned earlier that you're in Canada.
North America.
Okay, North America. Okay. Anyhow, so she's here with us. She's a speaker, she's an author of books, and she's the CEO and founder of Women and Wisdom Media. Yvonne Silver, you're welcome to the program today.
Thank you. I'm happy to share some insights to help awaken the power of some of your youth who are listening to this conference.
And by the grace of God, I'm expecting guys to be joining us on the show from different parts of Ibadan, from different parts of Nigeria, and from different parts of Africa. Everything was actually going perfect until just at the time we were to start, there was no electricity for us to do the program, and it expired. That's why we had to reschedule the program again. I'm so sorry for everything that we have gone through today. I'm so sorry.
We're here now.
Yvonne, yeah. So Yvonne Silver, awaken your power.
Absolutely. So
That's the topic.
if you can see
Many people don't know they have power. What do you have to say about that?
Well, speaking to what you just shared about lack of electricity, I wore this shirt especially today for you. So it says, today doesn't need to be perfect to be amazing. So exactly, right? As an individual, you don't have to be perfect to be amazing. So I learned very early in life that it's not about what other people think of you, although that can definitely impact how you show up in life. Can I share a little story? So, growing up in London, England, my dad came back from the war with PTSD, so post traumatic stress disorder, and he was a very angry man. And he literally criticized my mom. He drained the dignity right out of my mom. And then he turned on me when I was 11. So he had a very mean, negative attitude. I got yelled at a lot. I got beaten. And my dad literally drained the dignity right out of my mom with his criticism and his cruel words. And then when I was age 11, he turned on me because I missed a mark in an exam by 2 points. And he yelled at me that I had failed and I would never ever be successful in life. And I took that criticism to heart because it was my dad, right? Someone who was supposed to love me, and I'm just about to go into high school. And I carried that anger with me of proving him wrong, that energy of striving until I was about 45 years old. And I literally had put up a shield to protect myself from emotional bad language and being hurt. And finally, at 45, I had an experience, a work experience that didn't go well, caused me to step back and reflect. And I realized that I was striving so hard because I wanted to prove him wrong. And it was time to put that shield down and come out because it was actually keeping me small behind it. So your words are so powerful. That's why I wrote this book, Words, Women and Wisdom, The Modern Art of Confident Conversations. And whether you're a girl or a guy or whatever your gender, listening to this talk today, you have the power within you with your own language. And it starts with you inside. It starts with you making a commitment to yourself that you're going to show up for others, but you show up for yourself first. So if you say, I'm going to start my day early tomorrow, I'm all motivated, I'm going to get up at 5 a.m., make sure that you have a way, whether it's the local, whether it's your cell phone or an alarm clock or listening to someone's cocks next door, like whatever it is, set your alarm and find a way to get up early. 5 a.m. is a great time to get up. In my world, in your world, it might be a little different, but make that commitment to yourself first that you're going to do that every day. And if you're being kind to yourself first, you're definitely going to have more capacity to be trusted by others. So when you say that you're going to do something for someone, keeping your word is absolutely critical. And then you remind people. I said I was going to come to the church and volunteer at 5 o'clock. Here I am. I'm ready to go, as promised. And if you keep delivering on your promises, people will very more quickly, they will trust you to show up, to deliver on your promises. But it's most important for yourself and your sanity and your self-worth to commit to something and then do it. Follow up and do it. I get a lot of times people saying, how can I go out and get more work? I don't have the experience yet. I'm young. I haven't got the experience, so I can't get a job doing this, and I don't have an opportunity to get the experience because I don't have the job, and it goes around in a circle. So I love volunteering because that will give you a chance to show your capability, to step into learning new things in a safe environment, because everybody is there to volunteer. It's a great way to learn leadership skills. It's a great way to show that you deliver on your promises. And that is a most important thing in life. It doesn't matter what your age, what your economic status is, how much money you make. You have the capacity to step up your self-worth by committing to doing something and doing it and following through. Trusting yourself first, then others can trust you as well. So that's a really important point. I don't have a full half hour today because we started a little bit later and I have another call at the top of the hour. But I did want to share, this whole topic of saying yes to things. When I was 6, if I can share a story, when I was 6, the lady down the road who had, elderly lady, had 2 little dogs. She used to walk past my house every day, taking her dogs to the park. And one day she didn't show up, and then the next day she didn't show up, and I was wondering if she was okay. I knocked on her door and realized that she came hobbling to the door with her ankle in a cast. She broke her ankle, couldn't walk her dogs. So I volunteered to take her dogs for a walk, and the first question she asked me was, "That's phenomenal, fabulous. How much will you charge me to do that?" And I had my first entrepreneur gig because I said yes to an opportunity that came towards me. So sometimes in life, it's not about chasing and striving and pushing, because all you're doing is creating resistance where it wasn't required. Be aware, get up early, be aware, and look and see what's coming towards you naturally, and then take advantage on those things, because that's the universe, divine, sending you things that will be in your path naturally. You don't have to work so hard at it. So that example with the dog walking, I was an entrepreneur at age 6. So I've continued to take that forward, looking at ways to uplift the spirit of humanity, ways to support people. And I know that our words are so powerful. When we start with our own words, when we start with how we commit and deliver on our promises, then others will engage us because they can see we are trustworthy. And if you only take one thing away from this talk today, that's the biggest lesson I want you to take away. So another story, my son Alex, he is what they call a special needs child. So seizure activity causes him to lose his concentration. But he has a huge heart. He came running into me one day, "Mom, I want to buy, Mom, I need a credit card." "What do you need a card for?" And he showed me by pulling me into the living room, he was watching a telethon, Operation Smile, where they fix the cleft palate lip, and kids can then smile again. A lot of times it's kids in poor countries who have a cleft palate. And he wanted to pay for a smile for kids. Now, his application was complicated because he's not a regular kid who has a job. So eventually he gets fed up of waiting And he's, Mom, I'm going to sell my paintings and I'm going to raise money that way. My son Alex, with his special needs, has now sold enough paintings to pay for 5 surgeries, 5 cleft palate surgeries, little kids that can smile again now around the world. And he was even on TV doing this. And it's such a
Wow.
heartwarming thing to see how, no matter what your circumstances are, anyone can make a difference. I will provide that
Mm.
link to John Bull afterwards if you want to watch that video clip of him being on the global news in Calgary, sharing what he was up to. And just know that when you decide that you want to make a bigger contribution to the world, to your community, to yourself, it's possible. Because if my son Alex can impact 5 other kids, actually, that story has impacted more than 5 kids, but the 5 that got the surgery in particular, then I call you forward and say, what could you do if you decided that you wanted to play a bigger game? You can
Mm.
awaken your power. You can use your own language, your commitment to yourself to step into that power first of all, and then you can share that with others. So I think that's about all I have time to share today. I'm sorry that we got started a little bit later. I hope that is an impactful message. If you want to keep in touch with me afterwards, you can reach out on LinkedIn. Find me, Yvonne Silver, on LinkedIn. And I'll send that link to John Bull so that if you want to watch the clip about my son Alex, you can do that as well afterwards. And I've got a couple of minutes for any questions. I don't know if there's questions coming through.
Okay, thank you very much, so much, Yvonne Silva. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And we have people watching. I can see the comments by Victoria Etuk, all the way from the city of Cart. And
Okay.
she has made some comments there saying thanks so much. She's saying thank you to you, Yvonne, for coming for this program. And those that will watch the replay, I hope you will leave a comment for us so that we know how you enjoyed the program. Now, even before you go, I want to ask you a question, because most times people will always say to the youths, to the women, that they can't do something or they don't have what it takes to do it. So in such a situation, what do you have to say to those youths or to those women?
Well, I say you can. If you listen to my radio show that airs every second week on BBS Radio, it's an international show, you can get it on the internet. I interview women who've risen from tragedy to triumph every other week. And there are stories of amazing women who have had a stroke, or they've had a mishap in life. They've been in an accident. There's all kinds of stories of women who have done something with their life, even after experiencing something tragic. I mean, I shared a little bit of my story, but there are women out there. So pay attention and use those women as role models and strength to pull you forward into your greatness.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Yvonne. Thank you so much for making the sacrifice to be with us in the program today and for coming on the show. God bless you. I want to say we are so grateful. And guys, I believe that we are going to invite Yvonne Silva to be on the show another day where there will be enough time by the grace of God. So thank you so much, Yvonne. We want to wrap up the program today.
You're welcome. I have to hop off. So thank you, John Bull, for the invitation to join Abadan Youth Conference. And have a great day. Bye for now.
Yeah, bye. Thank you so much. Thank you.